Hello, welcome. Okay, so you might or might not have noticed that I have a different mask. Also, you might or might not have noticed that I am inside a space station. Yes, that's what this is. If you watched my old show, you probably know that even though it's very annoying to you personally, I've been experimenting a lot with picture-in-picture, terrible cheap cameras, video filters. I could go on, but you get the picture. So last week I worked really hard on a video that was quite a departure from my typical nonsense. It turned out pretty good, or at least I thought it did, but YouTube didn't like it. Did not like it at all. It looked perfect on my own computer, but YouTube absolutely trashed it. It looked terrible. So bad that I didn't make it public and I missed my first ever self-imposed deadline. So after that I did some thinking. What the hell am I doing? Whatever the old show was, it wasn't working. This show might not either, but it might. Wish me luck, I guess. The concept. What I want first and foremost is a cool place to hang out, a setting. I always liked the look and feel of old science fiction. As much as I would like to turn my entire apartment into a starship set with a space bar, I'm not the only person that lives here. And we will want our deposit back when we move. So, I made this little cockpit sort of area off in a little corner. And I used some graph paper to jot down this idea. Believe it or not, this is the same drawing after several hours of computer manipulation. I did the basics myself and then dressed it up with free game graphics from the internet. It's very childish compared to anything you might expect to be popular. It might look like it's made of Legos, but I did it myself, and it should do the job for now. If the show gains any ground, maybe it'll get future upgrades. Speaking of popular, I want the show to be popular, but I do not personally wish to be popular. I wear masks to remain anonymous, but they serve a second purpose. This is a cartoon. Animation is very time-consuming, and I will offer a little animation here and there, but try to visualize these characters as cartoons or puppets or something. I don't have a big team or anything, so this is how I do things. You might want to squint because I am about to quickly show you the green screen. The internet offers tons of free HD space pictures, and I will be using them constantly. I can even take the time to look out the windows. I always liked looking out the windows of my favorite science fiction shows. Usually while the actors had stupid character-building conversations. Add a bit of ambient sound, and it was like instant tranquility. Combine that with the slow pace and clean look of certain shows, and I didn't care about the ridiculous plot. The cockpit is kind of a pilot chair sort of thing, but it also shows a glimpse of the vast cargo hold of junk we have loaded on board to keep ourselves entertained. This cargo serves two purposes. 1. The show and tell can continue. I like show and tell, and I'm still doing that. You can call it product reviews or unboxings or pickups or whatever you want, but it's show and tell, isn't it? I'm fine with that, and I enjoy it. I also do an occasional custom or how-to. And 2. I have taken all my stuff and I have left the planet. I am not buying any more stuff and my days of being a consumer are over. Well, maybe one more thing, but I already know what that is, and it's a big maybe. Otherwise, any money I make from now on goes to necessary things, and what remains is for early retirement. I am done. I don't care about the next new thing. If you want to see the latest and greatest, this is not the show for you. This is kind of retro, I guess, but this stuff is more like space debris. I have 100 years of entertainment on board, and I don't have that long to enjoy it. Buying crap I don't need is a drug that feels good, but I need to start enjoying the things I already have. I had to leave the planet to stop buying junk, but I have left the planet and I have stopped. In fact, a lot of this stuff will get sold or donated after I show it off, or given away. We will also be doing sketches and comics and stories and playing video games and whatever. We will also be doing sketches and comics and stories and playing video games and whatever else I feel like doing. One thing I won't be doing is the same thing every time. I'm kind of going for a classic Adult Swim kind of show, but it's my own. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, C-Lab 2020, the early stuff, I guess. It might also be a decent smoke pot and chill show. I don't really know. I only indulge once or twice a year. It's perfectly legal, but potheads are certainly welcome. The characters. The cast of characters so far are The cast of characters so far are Toad and Scully. Toad is the main character and the usual host, and I'm keeping the pitch-shifted voice. Mostly because I don't like my own voice, but also I think it sounds cool and it suits him. He's still fat and ugly, but I don't think a lot of people will try the show because of the former title. I'm not sure what that says about them, something maybe. Or maybe the channel grows so slowly because I don't use social media other than YouTube. And honestly, I don't really know how to use YouTube. That's a topic for another time. Anyway, now his name is Toad and he's on a diet. I think the green mask is appropriate for that name. Scully got a new mask too. Say hello, Scully.
Hello everyone, I'm Scully. I am a master percussionist. I played drums and percussion professionally for over 20 years. Now I'm retired. I quietly goof around with musical toys nowadays, and I will be a part of the show.
Thanks, Scully. More characters will be introduced as the show develops. A space station needs a crew. I can't think of anything else right now.
What should we call it?
Something classic. Star something, like Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate. Or maybe space something. Beginning this September in the year 2020, Star Space.